They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast.
One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on.
Unrestricted Podcast listeners, thank you so much for clicking play. Because of you, the numbers on the audio platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think we're on SoundCloud. Is SoundCloud still popping?
Some people are using SoundCloud still.
It's still there.
Yeah,
so
they're
if you're
trying to push it still.
It's SoundCloud. If you're on SoundCloud listening to this, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the ratings. Drop a review. Tell me how much you love this podcast. It's free to do. It's free to share love. Mm-hmm. And on YouTube, we're on our way to 1 million views, and it's all because of you. I appreciate you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All that does help the algorithm for people to find this platform, and it's free. Show free love. Now, today I got a very special guest, a friend of mine. You might have heard him on the radio, and I told him, I said, hey, you got a new project coming out. You're a new father.
I am indeed.
You're a part of, we inducted you into the father club.
Like I said, it's good to be here, man. It feels really good. I didn't know what I was missing.
T. James is in the building. Got me all choked up. Waldo's in the building as well. I told him his Niners are going to lose all because of a scripted NFL.
It's not a bad theory. I mean,
it
makes sense.
We were talking, and I told Waldo, I said, it's scripted. They're not going to let all this money that Taylor Swift is bringing to the NFL be gone. So here's my prediction. Super Bowl, what is it? Super Bowl 54? No, it ain't. You're lying. Is it really? Super Bowl whatever in Las Vegas. My prediction is the Niners are going to start off strong. Niners are kicking their back in. Mm-hmm. Mahomes is going to need to dig deep. Find that Tom Brady inside of him.
I see.
Remember when they came back from
the Falcons?
The 23 stomp? All right, they come back. They win the Super Bowl. While they're like, Kelsey, you weren't the MVP because I got to give it to Mahomes. But you're definitely close number 2. What do you want to do next? He's not going to say go to Disneyland. He's going to drop down on one knee. Taylor, will you marry me?
This is beautiful.
We're in Vegas. It's happening. Jackpot. The NFL's like, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Can you imagine how pissed off the NFL fans would be then?
Oh, man.
The hijacking of the Super Bowl.
Even better. What did Eazy-E say? Bad press is still good press.
It sure is.
So we're going to stay in the headlines through the offseason, right? Mm-hmm. This summer, we're going to have an announcement that they're pregnant. This is all happening.
Little boy named Tutty.
Tut. Ooh, okay. I'll take Tutty.
Taylor, Travis, and Tutty.
It sounds like a dog. Tutty definitely sounds like a Pomeranian. Little Tutty. T. James, man, how the hell have you been?
Man, life's been a whirlwind over the last few months, but I've been really great.
Get up on that mic. Get close to the mic.
Life has been great. I've been, obviously figuring out life as being a father. I'm dropping this album and trying to get that ready for the world and trying to do that right. And we talked about it last time. And so I'm trying to, up my game a little bit, get my game a little bit tighter with the promo and get it out there and be heard. And other than that, man, I'm, working and, working on my house and, being like this dad adult that I never envisioned myself being, right?
Still working on a come up.
That's right.
Mr. Grumplestein. Am I saying that right?
McGrumplestein.
What the hell is McGrumplestein? That's the name of the project.
McGrumplestein is the name of the project. Yes, sir.
What is it?
All right. So it's kind of like an inside joke a little bit. So back when I was like in college, I was like first starting to make music. I had referenced a line in this movie, Paranormal Activity, where the guy calls his wife Krabby McGrumplestein. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, that's a bar, dude. And so I put it in one of my songs. My friends thought it was hilarious. And I like somehow developed the name McGrumplestein. Became my Xbox tag. Like, it was just kind of like, they call me Grump. you know?
Yeah.
And so it just kind of was always this inside joke between me and my friends. And when I made this album, I was kind of, you know, getting some stuff off my chest on a few songs, and you know, I felt like it fit, calling it McGrumplestein. And it's kind of the embodiment of the old grumpy man that I'm becoming.
That's the cover art.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a grumpy old man.
That's a grumpy old man.
Is
That's
it
right.
you? Is it an adaptation
That's
of
me.
you? Is it really?
I sent a picture of me just scrunching my face up like that.
Yeah.
To my guy, Brandon Voller. He goes at Orange Zombie on IG. Follow this guy. His art is incredible. He's done a couple of other of my albums before. Mm-hmm. He did Distant Shapes. And so that one was, I sent him a picture of my eyeball. And he hand drew my eyeball and then put in it like a skull and like little skeleton fingers. And I mean, it's incredible. And so then I sent him a picture this time of my grumpy face. And I said, I want this to be just like an old, like weathered sailor, you know what I mean? That's just pissed off. And I sent him just like a few pictures of me just,
Yeah.
And he took it, he ran with it. I mean, it turned out so good. And then he sent me some sketches and stuff. And I was like, dude, what if we put an Easter egg in this thing? And you take that eyeball from Distant Shapes and you superimpose it on the eyeball on the McGrumplestein full face. And so that's what he did. So if that's the Easter egg on the album cover, is that eyeball, if you look really close, is the same as the Distant Shapes cover.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like it when artists do that.
It was cool. Yeah.
Give us a little Easter eggs. And
Exactly.
little tidbits.
Right.
Now, you mentioned that you're getting things off your chest. What are you getting off your chest? What's going on?
You know, I feel like it wouldn't be like healthy to know like everything that's going on in this world and be happy about everything still, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like we should be pissed off sometimes, and you know, I think that it's healthy to get those things out, you know, because if you don't, you might get them out in another way, like
Yeah.
physically or violence or something, you know what I mean? But you got to let stuff off your chest, and you got to let things breathe, and that was what it was about. For
you, it's an outlet. It's an outlet through
Absolutely.
your music.
Absolutely.
So crazy world, man. There's a lot of
Sure is.
beauty though, man. And you and your wife just brought home a beautiful baby.
Hey, there's a next album coming, man.
Oh, daddy times. So last time we didn't have a name. What did you guys settle on?
Her name is Haley Hauer.
I like that.
We went with it. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Haley Watson Hauer. Yeah.
That's so dope, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So take me through labor and delivery. Like, obviously we don't need details, but as a father, I know that first child experience, but we had a C-section. Did you guys do natural?
Yep.
Okay. Take me through that moment.
I mean, you know, you see all these like movies and interpretations of childbirth, and you know, people tell you about what to prepare for, and I don't think there's really anything that can prepare you for seeing, you know, the woman you love most in this world going through this, I mean, crazy. It's really like a transformation, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a transformation happening before your eyes to the woman you love, and at the same time, something, you know, being birthed into this world that you guys both created. And all that happening in like, you know, a couple hours span, really, you know, was just mind blowing. And it was cool to take it all in. And you know, still to this day, we, you know, reliving just like how it all went down, because it was this very special moment.
Was this planned, or was this like, oh, my water broke, let's go?
No, so luckily ours was planned. I mean, and if you're gonna do it, I think that's the way to do it, man. I mean, you can mentally prepare for yourself, you know. And the doctors are really nice. They're coming in and they're letting you know exactly how this is gonna go down and what to expect. And you know, they told me where to be and when. And you know, I just was following directions and trying to be helpful. And and trying not to get in the way.
Yeah. When my first son, it was a weekend. I DJ'd, and I DJ'd 2 nights. It was a Friday and a Saturday night. The Saturday night I DJ'd, come home, and so it's like 2 a.m. And by the time I wind down, it's about 3:34, and I wake up because I had to work the next morning too. And so I wake up, go to work, and then on top of that, me and my girl went grocery shopping. And so once I got done with the grocery shopping and everything, her water breaks. I'm exhausted. I am so tired. Her water breaks. Now we got to go into Riverton. We delivered in Riverton.
Oh, wow.
So I'm up literally probably about 24, 48 hours.
Oh my! Before you go have a baby.
Yes. Now we go and have the baby, and it's ends up being an emergency C-section. Oh man! So now that's
super scary. Like, what's that feel like? I mean, because we only ran into like minor, kind of complications or whatever. But I mean, that sounds to me terrifying.
Oh, it was very, very much scary because my girl, she suffered from blood clots too during her pregnancy. Her whole left leg swelled up so big that I had to do Lovenox shots for 8 months of her pregnancy.
Wow.
Twice a day.
Wow.
Yeah, dog. So think about 9 months sticking a needle in your wife's belly, big as a house, having to stick her twice a day. She lifts her shirt up. Her belly's all black and blue because of the shots. Yeah. So that was already hard. That was already rough. But the baby's growing fine. But for me, it's first time, right? It's our first time. Yeah. You don't really know your baby's healthy until they come out and they're good, right? Right. You don't really know. Right. So once we get to the hospital, she gets she gets put on the table. They look at everything, and the nurse, she was like, yeah, you're in labor. Like, you're in labor. But I don't know. I forget what it was that made it be an emergency C-section.
It's like in the wrong position or something.
It might have been something like that. It wasn't the umbilical cord or anything like that. But, or maybe, no, you know what it was? It was my son's levels were dropping every time she was contracting. Oh, man. So it was
so scary.
Yeah. So that's what it was. So we end up going to the operating room. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have a backpack. We didn't have nothing packed. It wasn't like, right. We weren't expecting it. Right. Which, hindsight, I'm like, damn, I should have had something.
Should have had the go bag.
Yeah, exactly. So we end up going into the operating room. Everything goes great. Her doctor is literally singing songs while, like, Salt and Pepper while she's like, doing her thing. And they have a guard up. So I'm on her side, right? Yep. So I can't see everything.
That's where I stayed.
But there's reflections. So I literally see her, like, them take her guts out. Oh my God. Put it on the side and then start getting him out of there. Wow. But once you heard those first cries, I was like, that's all good. Right. So it's an emotional moment too.
Oh my God, yeah.
Cause, man, like, that's a crazy thing that she just went through.
And it's amazing the juxtaposition between the moments before that baby is in the room, and you don't hear any crying. In our situation, it was rather quiet.
Oh yeah,
it was very quiet in the room, and because we're waiting for contractions and that kind of thing, right? And it's so quiet, and then all of a sudden, 2 minutes later, there is a screaming baby in the room, and that's our baby. Mm-hmm. Whoa, that was wild.
Did she start crying right away?
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. My it's funny. My middle child, he what did he do? He burped. Was it a burp, or maybe it was a sneeze? I think he sneezed, and then he started crying right after, and then he peed on the nurse. Yeah, I've seen some videos of them dropping babies as they're at the, like, wiping down table.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm like, oh, please don't drop my baby.
Right.
Not minutes.
It looks like a precarious situation, man. It's all slippery and. Man.
Did you guys get to did you want to record the delivery or anything like that? Did you guys get any content?
I asked one of the nurses to just kind of take pictures and stuff. And I mean, I really just wanted like pictures of like, you know, when she was out in our arms and stuff. But she like ended up taking like videos of like the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And which I didn't ask for. And but when I went back and looked in the gallery, I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool that we now, you know, can always kind of look back on that moment. 'Cause, you know, that's kind of it's a relatively new thing to the human experience, right? Mm-hmm. Being able to relive things, you know, through video. And I mean, it was wild.
I don't have that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
If our parents were to do that, it'd have been a big old
seriously camcorder on the shoulder. Yeah.
We don't want all that.
Seriously,
I think they were smoking cigarettes in labor delivery back in the day.
Exactly.
But now you have the opportunity to reminisce with your daughter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be a moment where you write a song for her if it's not already written, and now you can literally make a music video out of what you got now.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
Now it might be a little too much, but you have the opportunity.
We'll edit it.
So wife, everything went good with the.
Everything went good. Everybody was healthy. I mean, you know, they take you back to your room, you know, and you're, you know, they're doing all these tests and measurements on the baby, make sure the baby's all good, and they're taking all these levels and everything, and it's all really busy in the room, and you're tired, and things just went down, and you haven't even really digested it all, and then all of a sudden everybody leaves, and it's just you, your wife, and your baby, and then at that moment that was when it kind of all hit, right? That was a profound moment.
Your family,
exactly, right? And that's weird to say, like, you know, look at our little family, and that was cool.
How was that first diaper change? How'd you do?
You know, I always thought I'd be grossed out, and you know, really, I took to it, man. I was like, you know what, this is just the duty that's got to be done, and now I'm just like the diaper duty dad, man. I'm out here changing diapers, man. You just hit me up when that diaper's dirty. I'm there, and it's like the small part that I can play, you know, with mom being so bogged down with feeding and feeding. You know, I feel like she's like she takes care of the input, and I'll take care of the output.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, man. It's a 24-hour, 7 days a week. You know, doesn't stop.
Right.
How was the coming home, the sleeping? How did you do with baby sleeping?
I mean, those first few weeks are just like brutal, right? Because that baby wants to eat every like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And so those first few weeks are just like a kind of a blur. And you know, bless my wife's heart. She did the most of the work, and waking up in the middle of the night, and I'd wake up at 7 a.m. and be like, wow, she sleep through the night? No.
While you were sitting there snoozing,
while you were snoring, I was feeding her.
Yeah,
all night. And so it's so much that a mom has to do, and until you see that like really firsthand in those like first weeks and months of a child's development. Because, you think about your own mom, but you only remember your own mom to, as far back as your memory goes. Mm-hmm. And really then it's pretty fragmented. But when you see it up close and you see it day in and day out, everything that mom has to do, it's like, wow.
I feel like that first year, especially infancy, like being an infant, I feel like it sucks because we have to work, right? So I feel like there should be some type of something to where moms maybe, because I feel like moms are in that pinnacle, like delicate stage of infancy is very important for them. Like you said, they're feeding and everything like that. To have to worry about going back to work, I think they need to figure that out as a government.
Well, you look at our whole society; it's not built for raising kids in terms of today, right? It's built for the nuclear family, for the mom who stays at home, and the dad goes to work. That's what That's what the model is for, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you got both parents working, well, all of a sudden it's way harder now. Mm-hmm. Now you got to find daycare. Then how are you going to pay for daycare? Well, hopefully you're making enough to afford daycare. And sometimes you're going to have to find a daycare that's way far away or something, or doesn't live up to the expectations that you would want for your child, because that's all you can afford. Or I
can't afford the A-list daycare with the 4-5-star rating on Google review.
Right.
So we're gonna have to go and get this C-
kinder care or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, man, where they hit kids and shit. Don't hit my kid though. He talk about nuclear family. I'm gonna be nuclear.
Ooh,
if you hit my kid. But I think that society, the structure of America, needs to be relooked at.
It really does.
In all aspects.
In all aspects. Absolutely. And there's too much legacy thinking. There's too much, this is the way we've always done it. This is the way it always should be. Let's grow, you know? Let's adapt and let's grow and evolve. And
how do you do that though?
Well, I mean, look at there's other models around the world. Some of these European nations you go 3 years of maternity leave. 3 years? You telling me you can raise your kid up to a toddler and go back and get your same job? That's amazing.
Yeah.
And those first 3 years are when all the important development happens, right? And to have mom be there present every day for that and not have to worry about, how she's going to get back into the workforce. Mm-hmm. That's another big thing. You can stop working and then become a stay-at-home mom and raise your kids and be a homemaker. But then if you want to get back in the workforce after 4 years being out of it, good luck. I mean, it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
What have you been doing for the last 4 years?
Being a mom. And my goodness, the stuff that comes with that, probably well equipped for a number of different careers. Oh yeah.
But it's not valued in the workforce.
I wonder what it would take to really sit down and restructure this thing. You're talking about Declaration of Independence. Like,
yeah. I mean, well, you're kind of talking about like when we switched to like a 40-hour work week, right? Mm-hmm. That's a huge, huge jump for, workers and workers' rights and not having to work, 80 hours a week just to put bread on the table. I mean, that's the kind of paradigm shift that we need is, to be able to see, the value being placed on the upbringing of the next generation, not just today's profits.
Yeah. What worries you about bringing a kid into this crazy world?
Man, so much. That was like one of the reasons I didn't even want to have a kid in the first place, man. I was like, who wants to come into this and try to figure things out?
Daddy Haley, for when you watch this in 8 years, daddy means he loves you. He's excited to have you here. But it is difficult to bring a kid into this world. It
is. I'm worried. I'm worried for her. Mm-hmm. And, obviously, you can speculate on things going south in a number of different ways right now. And our kids are going to have to live with all of the, the things that are the decisions that are being made right now. The results of those decisions are going to be our kids are going to have to live through that, right?
Dog, with tensions rising with obviously what's happening in Gaza, but with what's going on with Iran now and China just waiting. Yeah. China playing the long ball, the long game, man. They are. Yeah. They stood without for for decades, but now you see it coming around, mm-hmm. and you can see the writing on the wall.
Mm-hmm. They've been planting seeds this whole time.
And I wonder what the next 20 years is going to look like, man. It's terrifying.
It is.
It is very, very scary. And you see empires fall in history. And America was an empire, is an empire. Mm-hmm. Are we looking at the decline of the empire?
I mean, if you try to look at the declines of previous empires and, all of the symptoms, if you will, that they had leading up to that, Are we experiencing a lot of those same symptoms? I would say yes. Some of them. Are you worried about food shortage? Well, from what I'm hearing, it's getting harder and harder to grow crops because we've just been abusing the land, and there's no more oxygen in the dirt, and
Well, we don't appreciate agriculture.
We don't, right?
There's no appreciation for them.
Well, and we're getting further and further separated from our food sources. And, you look at the ocean and how there's like dead spots now. Dead spots in the ocean where there's just no life. And that's only spreading, that's only growing. And you see these horrific, catastrophic weather events that they said would start to happen more frequently back in 2001. Are we seeing that?
Al Gore tried to tell us.
Al Gore tried to tell us, man.
That's going to be the title of this episode. Al Gore tried to tell us. Jeez. You got to laugh through this shit, man.
You got to find some comedy in it for sure. And because it's a lot. It's a lot.
It is, man. I sit back and I think to myself, man, if we knew the truth about all this, what would we do? If we knew the truth to life, if we knew the real meaning of life, the real why, could we handle it?
I don't know if we could. Like, as humans, like, I think the greed's too much in humans. Individualism in the West, I think, is part of that. Because we're all thinking about me, mine, gotta get's mine, and not thinking about how that affects everybody else around us is kind of what got us into a lot of these issues, right?
Yeah.
Because all these corporations just abusing the land to get profits and just spilling all their byproduct into the local rivers. I mean, that's American history right there. That's Utah history.
Yeah.
Right? When you're putting all your byproducts into the Great Salt Lake, and now the Great Salt Lake's drying up, and all that sediment is blowing into town. Toxic dust storms.
Dude, they had to borrow water from the LDS church. Did you hear about that?
What?
They had to borrow water. Yeah. I guess you can't borrow water, but the LDS,
because they got water rights or what?
Exactly. I think that's what it was. But the danger is that if the Great Salt Lake dries up, all the toxins that you're talking about is gonna flood into the West Valley, into the valley. Yeah. And it's toxic, right? Yeah. So they're like, we can't let the lake dry up. We can't let it dry up. We need to put in water into the lake. So they asked the LDS church, hey, can we get some of your guys' water? And they'll just, hey, you guys can get a little bit. But they're also talking about running a pipe from
I heard about that.
California to the coast into the Great Salt Lake.
Right.
That just sounds insane to me.
It's like,
how many trillions of dollars is that going to cost?
But does that just like mirror exactly what our whole system's about? Like treating the symptoms, not the root cause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Slap a Band-Aid on it and let's keep making money, baby.
Yeah. Jeez. I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
I know, right? Until something, big happens.
Until
something makes it stop.
Are you going to run for Congress or something? You going to try to be a politician?
I think that's kind of what's missing in politics is having like people that have their hearts out for the people. Don't make it very far in politics.
Yeah. I had my hopes set on Andrew Yang, but it didn't work out. Yang gang still, all right? Even though he's ghost, I haven't seen Andrew Yang.
He's been real quiet, man.
I was looking for my $1,000, man. Oh, man. How about we jump into questions? Are you a vape fan? Maybe you're looking for a better vape experience, better flavors, longer charge times, more puffs? Well, let me introduce you to my friends at Hush, Utah's very own and #1 disposable. And now introducing their brand new Hush Supreme, 8,000 puffs, rechargeable with an adjustable airflow. And let me mention that they got 12 different mouth-watering flavors.
strawberry watermelon, and my personal favorite, the raspberry candy ice, and 10 more mouth-watering flavors with many more to come. Stop by your local vape shop and get your mouth-watering Hush Supreme today. As always, you must be 21 to purchase. Oh, and make sure you drop them a follow on IG at Hush Disposables. And I am 4She. That's IAM, the number 4, SHE. Now I talked to the good folks over at Hush and I told them, hey, I love the Supremes. I love the raspberry candy ice. I need to give these away on the podcast. And what they do, they said, Dre, we got you. So for a limited time, you have a chance to win an official Hush Supreme. And all you gotta do is text the keyword HUSH, HUSH, to 385-240-4666. Text it in now for your chance to win. You gotta be 21 and above. Good luck. Hush is a nicotine product and contains nicotine, which is an addictive chemical. If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
Questions, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Questions is powered by the good folks over at Fusa Motors, located at Midville, Utah, 8160 South State Street in Midville. They've been in business for over 17 years. I actually was there 2 days ago. I was looking at a Range Rover. Don't ask me why I was looking at a Range Rover. Out of my price range, but it looked beautiful. And the salesman was like, Dre, I could see you in this car. I said, that's sales tactic 101. All right. Yeah. Cause I could see myself in it as well. But my pocketbook. Oh, I didn't drive it for the simple fact that if I even dent this thing, I'll feel horrible.
Right.
But it's a beautiful vehicle. But they also have a clearance lot for $3,000 all the way up until $11,000. So they got different. They have what you need, whatever you want, a sedan, truck, whatever you need. They got you covered. Visit them online at FusaMotors.com. That's FIUZA Motors.com. Or again, drop by 8160 South State Street in Midville. All right, first question comes in from Jackson in West Valley City. Now, these aren't specific to you. They're not specific to me. They're just random questions that people ask.
Questions that are being thrown out there.
Exactly. Now, have you ever seen a ghost or anything unexplainable?
So, I grew up in a house that my whole family believed was haunted. And there was a few different incidences that were pretty convincing.
What are they? Give me one. Give me something.
So, I mean,
yo, you said paranormal activity. Now you're talking about a creepy house.
there's some themes here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to be called Casper when I was little too. So white. It's all lining up. So we had a really old house, and there were just several. We had all these cabinets in the basement, lined two sides of the rec room, and in the middle of the night, several times, those cabinets would be banging open and shut, open and shut, open and shut, open and shut, for several seconds, like enough for you to, sit up, listen to it, and be like, yeah, it's doing it again.
Oh, no.
And you run down there, and everything is still, but there are doors ajar.
Oh, no.
And you're like, whoa, nobody's down here. And so you shut them up. You try to go to sleep. And nothing happens for weeks and weeks. But then it happens again. In the middle of the night. Doors open and closing. Bam, 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 bam. You run down there. Same thing. I mean, stuff that you just really can't explain. Like, how did that happen? I don't know.
How did you guys investigate?
How do you investigate that?
I don't know. Maybe tape them shut?
I guess we could have done that and solved the problem. Ghosts aren't that strong, right?
Or maybe it is. What if it's somebody sleepwalking?
But when we accounted for everybody in the house,
And you think nobody was fucking with you?
I look back now because you know how things like the further you get away from them, like the less believable they become or something. That's kind of how it is for me, where I'm like, as I'm talking about it, it's like, man, I can't believe I'm talking, am I really saying that? But it's very true. I mean, we experienced a few different things that were super weird. So we did try to look back into the history of the house. Like there were some other things that happened that were really weird. Like we went on vacation, we came back, and when I went into my room, and my bedside stand was flipped over on its face, and all the stuff was scattered on the ground. But the lamp was sitting right up on the ground, and it was on.
What?
It was like the weirdest thing. We've been gone for a weekend. Nobody's been in our house. And it's just in my room, bedside stand down on the floor. So this weird stuff's just start happening, right? And so we start trying to like talk to the entity and like leave it notes and like see if like what's going on? Are you here? Are you not? What's going on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing really works with that. And then we call like this local church. They had people that specialized in coming and blessing areas or whatnot. This guy comes over to our house, and we take him through the basement, and he starts acting weird. And he's like, yeah, I really just don't feel comfortable being here alone. I was like,
this is what you do, homie.
bro, are we good on being here alone? And he's like, I'm gonna need to come back with someone else, and so we have more power or something like that. It was weird, man. It was really weird. So we look back in the history of the house, and we find out that a 4-year-old had died in the house from like pneumonia or something, a fever or something. And the interactions that we had with said entity led us to believe that it was a child.
Oh my gosh! And he was probably in your room. That's probably his room.
Probably.
Oh man.
So yeah, it was weird, man. Like, it was weird.
I never had that type of experience. I've never seen a UFO. I've never had paranormal things happen. But I do get, sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me or something's around me and there's nothing there.
You feel a presence.
Yeah, I felt a presence, or I may, at the corner of my eye, I feel like there's somebody peeking around the corner. Like I've seen that before. But I've never heard footsteps. I don't think I've ever had anything like that.
And I've never had anything like that happen ever again, ever in any other instance of my life. There's nothing else in my life that would lead me to believe that there is anything paranormal that exists. But there was a string of weird events
in that house.
In that house.
I wonder if that stuff's still going on. I wonder if the house is still around.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know.
Let's take the pot on the road.
Yeah, right.
Isn't it Washington?
Knock, knock. Yeah. In Olympia, Washington, actually.
There's a lot of paranormal shit up there.
Is there?
Yeah. I mean, isn't there a lot of Native American burial grounds and shit up there?
That's true.
I swear.
Yeah.
Olympia has always been like that. From my understanding, they have had a lot of shit like that happen. I think Bigfoot's up there too. Good question, Tracy. All right. Oh, no, that was Jackson. My bad. Tracy in Arizona. You hit the Powerball jackpot. What are you doing with it?
I mean, this is something that I think about all the time.
Even though we can't play it. Ain't that shitty? Because I do too.
Right? I don't know. Whenever I go home, I usually try to buy a little lotto ticket on my way out or something. But if I had, I mean, we're talking like a couple $100 million.
No, I'm talking about the biggest one that I remember is like just under $1 billion.
It was like 900 something, right?
Yeah, we'll talk that. That's the biggest one.
Woo-wee.
Out of this world. $900 million.
$900 million. I'm going to buy properties in all different parts of the world. I'm going to buy a PJ so I can get to them. And whatever's left after that, I don't know, invest in my friends or something like that. You know what I mean? Make dreams come true. I'd be like T. James, make a wish.
You could be the Mr. Beast. Is that what he does? He does a bunch of just give away money.
Right. We're giving away $10 million today.
Yeah.
Why not? That'd be fun. That sounds like a good job, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you have that much money, you can hire somebody to upkeep all the properties.
Well, it's like Bill Gates, right? He's got like the Bill Gates Foundation or whatever. He's got like a whole foundation of like, how do we spend this? How do we give this money away in the best way?
It's all tax write-off.
You know?
Yeah. I dig it.
I make a foundation and be like, all right, get a group of people together and we just all talk about what's the best way we could improve the world with this money.
Yeah. I would want to help out the people that I would want to help out people in my situation. Mm-hmm. The people that's kind of like you're working, but you just need a little help.
Oh yeah.
Like just a little help would be great.
I like that.
You know, the people that, cause here in Utah, man, we have our housing. It's a crisis, man, because a lot of places that you want to get, you can't afford, but the places that you afford, you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's you can afford it, but then it's like, I think the average is like 30% should go to your housing, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Out of your income. And now we're seeing 80%.
That is bananas, dude. That's wrong.
So for the families that I want to help families be able to go on a vacation. And how do you do that?
Right.
What would actually help you? Would it be $10,000 extra on top of your salary a year?
Right.
I want to help those people. I want to help the creator that wants to start a podcast but doesn't have enough money to get the equipment.
Sure.
The artist that wants to start a studio but maybe just needs a little bit of help.
Yep.
I'm not saying I'm gonna pay for everything, but let me give you a little help.
Right.
We'll call it the Little Help Foundation.
The little boost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Same thing with homes, right? The family that wants a home and they can't, $300,000 doesn't really get you too much in the valley. You know what I mean?
No, so you're living in the outskirts then.
Exactly. Yeah. So helping those families get affordable housing that's not made with paper mache.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I would do all that. I don't want to leave this earth with that money. Right, and I don't want to leave that money for my kids.
Right.
So I want to use it all. Mm-hmm. So I'm using it all. I'm creating experiences. I'm helping a lot of people along the way.
Yeah.
And in return, hopefully those people are investing
back into their community.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So hopefully it keeps on going and going and going.
Yep.
So yeah, man. A PJ would be nice.
I hope you win, dude.
Likewise. Gotta play though. Gotta play. I haven't played since my sister lives in Arizona, so I'll send her some money.
Sure.
But yo, it's over 500 million. So here's $20. Hit random. Let's play. Right. Keep it rolling for 3 weeks. Let's go.
Yeah. And I think the last time I played was that big $900 million one.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you got to, man. Like,
you think it's rigged?
What's not rigged anymore, man?
Not the NFL. I don't know, man. It would suck if it was. They just pull it out of the
I hope it's not. I hope it's not. I hope that is something that the American people can believe in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wyoming does.
But you talk to the people that have won lotteries,
mm-hmm.
a lot of them say that it was the worst thing that happened to them. Have you heard this?
I've heard about the people that go broke. They become addicts or whatever.
Or they can't trust the people around them anymore. They don't know who's their friends anymore. They don't know if people are just trying to use them or if they actually, really do fuck with them.
But at the end of the day, T. James, do you know that now?
I mean, you'd like to think so.
You would like to think so.
What could people use me for? You know what I mean? When you don't have something that can be immediately exploited.
I don't know, man. I feel like there was friendships that I thought were friendships, brotherhoods, that weren't. It was just a transaction. And that shit sucks.
Yeah.
And if I have $900 million, I don't know, man. It's easy to say these things when you don't have $900 million, right? And maybe money can't buy you happiness, but money can definitely get you financially free.
Absolutely.
And I feel like a lot of
which is a big stress in most people's lives.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Just having a kid alone puts you in debt. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just starting a family puts you in debt.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
You should be rewarded for having a family.
Something.
Right?
Give me a cargo van or something.
Yeah. for a country to be successful in the long run, you got to have the next generation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Invest in the next generation.
Well, they're saying that this generation isn't having kids. It's from what my understanding
because
is.
they can't get out of an apartment, and they got school loans that are taking up all of their paychecks, and they cannot see a clear path to actually being able to do that and have a family. And that's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, we just talked about how beautiful it is to start a family and to feel like you can't do that because everything around you is just too expensive and there's no opportunity and you're just being held down. That's a shame.
Even entrepreneurs, man, it's tough being an entrepreneur. Like, there's so many people that you can serve, right? With whatever it is that your self business is. But if people can't afford to pay you, man, it's tough. Revolving door. Tracy, I appreciate your question. That's a good one. It makes me want to fantasize as soon as I leave there.
What else am I going to get?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then I'll get some nice toys, man. I'll get a nice Range Rover.
Oh, of course, man. You
that
got to set yourself
G-Wagon.
up. You know?
Man.
I'd set myself up, make sure I'm good. And then whatever's left, because there's going to be a lot left, man. I don't need that much.
You know what I really want? I want the garage that lifts out of the ground. Have you seen those?
Like Batman style?
Yeah, so like you drive into your driveway, right, at your house, and then you push a button, and the driveway will lift up, and it has like 4 car spaces.
Wow.
Have you seen these?
No.
Oh, it's dope. I want to get the one like on Fast and the Furious where it rotates. I want a Carvana garage. That's what I want. Carvana garage. All right, Mike in Salt Lake City. Would you box a gorilla for generational wealth? Great question right after the Powerball question.
I mean, I think if you're going to box a gorilla, you just got to know that it's your kid that is going to be getting all that generational wealth because you're out, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I don't know if I have enough courage. I'd rather be poor, man.
I don't think it's worth it.
Oh, think about that. A big old silverback gorilla.
Did you hear Mike Tyson tried to fight a gorilla?
That's a rumor.
Is that a rumor?
It's an urban myth.
Urban myth?
Yeah, like they said he knocked out a horse. Do you hear about that too? Yeah. I haven't seen an interview. I haven't heard nobody ask him this question. But this was a big thing in the 90s.
It was.
They said that he
tried to pay somebody to let
that's what it
him
was.
fight their gorilla.
Yeah. I don't know if it actually happened though.
I don't know.
That's nuts. I love Mike, but
I don't think it could be possible, man.
No. You give him a chimp. I don't care. A chimp is going to rip his face off.
Yeah, like an adolescent chimp, maybe. But
no, thank you. Man, a silverback is my favorite animal of all time.
Really?
My favorite creature. I think that they're beautiful. I think that they're powerful. And I think they're smart as shit. And they grow, and the way that they move in packs, I don't know, man. The silverback to me is just like the apex predator. It's just like the one.
True that.
But then you get a Bengal tiger. Them motherfuckers are nice too.
I mean, they don't travel in packs, but
Does
they
that
don't
make
need
them
to.
exactly? Does that make them even more badass?
Right? They don't need anybody.
Or even like a big ass wolf. Have you seen like a real wild big, not in person, but like videos of a wolf?
Hey man, I'm from the Northwest. You can go to like outdoor parks where you can just drive around and see big wolves and grizzly bears and all that kind of stuff.
Huge.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I seen when I was living in Portland was a raccoon, though.
I mean, that's
massive.
like the second largest mammal in the Northwest, man. They're so big in the city, man.
And they just be chilling too. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm in my driveway and fucking in my trash.
Oh, they are. They're not scared of humans. They give no fucks. They just do what they want to do.
And don't run into one with rabies. Oh, they won't stop. They're like
I feel
a zombie.
That was always something that like my mom would try to scare me about. Like, stay away from animals. You can get rabies.
But they got them, man.
All of them.
So typically an animal, a healthy animal, relatively healthy animal, if you scare it, it's gonna run away. If you get an animal with rabies, they're not running away. You kick it or you punch it or you throw something at it, it's coming at you. It's gonna keep on coming at you. You get bit by that shit, oh man,
It's over.
lights out.
No cure.
What's your favorite animal? You better not say a bird. He's like a vulture.
Well, my favorite animal, man. I do like big cats. I think those are really cool. Jaguars, panthers, cheetahs, lions. Like, talk about apex predator, man. I mean, they're the baddest.
Oh yeah,
wherever they're at. Like
the stealth
at like mountain lions, man, in the Northwest. They'll stalk you when you're hiking. You won't even know they're there. They've been following you for hours. They're wild
until they're on you.
It's a cool creature.
Rip your throat out. All right, good question, Mike. I appreciate it. Next question comes from Nova in Glendale. Shout out to my Glendale folks. Have you ever stole?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Were you a big thief?
I mean, I feel like when you're like a kid, like it was like you were, I don't know, like getting into trouble with your friends was like cool, right? Like stealing candy from like the convenience store.
Speak for yourself, T. James.
Hey man, I don't know. We went through some stuff in the Northwest, I guess. But, and I don't know. It was kind of like a flex. See what you could steal.
Jesus Christ.
I swear, man.
What will you fill your pockets with?
Or like when, when first moved out, we were all living together and going to community college and like, working minimum wage jobs and stuff. And we had a buddy that would go to like Fred Meyer, which is Smith's in the Northwest. And he would walk in with a grocery cart and he would fill it up, just bags of dog food and 24 racks of beer and all like the steaks that he could fit in this cart is just piled up. And he would casually walk straight out with it. Straight up, just walk. And he did that probably 3 or 4 times, stealing like probably over $1,000 of stuff.
Jeez.
And then our fridge would be packed at home for like months.
Damn.
Yeah. And then Fred Meyer started hiring these guys to sit at the door. And I think it was because of my friend.
we have to blame him for it?
I swear.
I can't steal nothing no more.
I didn't have the balls to do that, man. I was like, dude. Because one time, that guy, he tried to do it when the guy got hired and was sitting by the door. He's like, I can still do it. And he tried to do it again. And the guy comes running after him. And he books it. He's booking it. They're calling the cops. He's booking it into the woods next door. And he like had to lay low for a few hours in the woods. I was like, is it worth it, dude? Like,
oh, man, the thrill.
Man.
I think that's what it was for him. I think it was the thrill.
Could have been. Yeah, because he was jacked when he got home.
I stole one thing out of my life.
One thing?
One thing.
Your girl's heart.
I stole that. I stole that. I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and I was on California and Emory here in Glendale, and my brother and my sister, we go in, and they were doing it, and so I was like, oh well, we just I didn't know I was stealing. I was just taking it, right? I'm a 7-Eleven.
I didn't steal it. I took it.
Yeah, I just took it, and it was a candy bar. And my dad, he found out, and I think he guilted me into never doing that again. Because my dad's a hard worker, man. Like my dad worked 3 jobs. You know what I mean? He was a single father. He always instilled in my mind that you need to work hard for what you want. Don't go the easy way. Be honest. Have integrity. And so ever since I was guilted, I was like, nah. Like I ain't gonna steal it. It ain't worth it. And then the whole karma thing came into play. I'm like, I don't want nobody to steal from me. You know what I mean? It's a sick feeling. I don't know if you ever had nobody go through your car, but when you wake up in the morning, go outside, and you notice that your glove box is open and everything's all over the place. It's like, whoa.
You feel exposed, man.
Oh man, you feel sick.
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times.
Damn.
I live right downtown. So we have people that are trying the handles on all the doors, on all the cars on our street on a nightly basis. Especially my first 2 years here. And, Sometimes we leave the car unlocked, you know, take all the groceries in, you're barely getting them in, you forget to lock the car, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And come out the next morning, your doors are wide open, stuff ripped out of your console. I had my golf clubs stolen. Took the golf clubs right out of my trunk. And I was like, this was like right when I was getting really into golf. I just bought a new putter and a new driver. I was like, these are my sticks, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember dropping to my knees and be like, no,
not my clubs.
my clubs. I got in my car, bro. I was going by every single little, you know, encampment and like everywhere around town looking for golf clubs. Who's just walking around with golf clubs right now?
Oh yeah, you're gonna see the bag. You're gonna see. Yeah,
exactly. Hey,
those are mine. Good question, though, but I appreciate that. Now, this last question is a question that was posed to me on the Isolation 20 podcast, but I'm going to bring it here.
Okay.
And I've been asking a lot of guests this question because I think it's a great question.
Okay.
Can you love unconditionally?
Yeah, I think so.
What makes you say yeah?
I think you can love someone no matter what happens. And no matter what they do. Whether that be to other people, to you. I think you can be mad at them. I think you can hate them and love them at the same time. But I think you can love them unconditionally. What do you think?
I think you can love, but I think there's a condition to your love. I think and I'm gonna use my own situation as an example. If I was to cheat on my girl or vice versa, it's over. Because if that just put a cloud over our relationship. You disrespected me, you disrespected our family. You know what I mean? And so there's a condition there. I'll love you as long as you stay honest, truthful, and have the integrity, right? As a father, I hope to never experience this, but I do question, what if my son does do something horrific? What if my kid does turn into the next Dahmer?
Sure.
Or the next Columbine?
Sure.
Do I still love my son? Or am I only loving my son or my kids until they do something to jeopardize that? You know what I mean?
Right.
And you look at Dahmer's dad. Dahmer's dad was with him until the end.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I think that there is a condition to love, but at the same time, I hope to never find out.
Right.
You know?
Don't want to test that theory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's tough. And I think as far as like a spouse or partner, I think that's all conditional love. Because that's what you build your relationship on, a set of conditions, right? And once someone breaks that trust, I mean, you're rebuilding on top of fractured ground.
Yeah.
Right. But no, I think I'm new to this daddy game, but I mean, kids are their own person. They're going to be whoever they are. They're going to do whatever they do. And literally our job in this world is to try to protect them and try to guide them. Right. And things go far left and they start killing people. I mean, you're right. Like, how do you still love them? Well, I mean, do you love yourself? You know, can you love yourself unconditionally? If you do some bad things, are you still going to love yourself? I don't know.
Loving yourself unconditionally. Do you love yourself with conditions?
I think we all love ourselves with conditions. And then, you know, I think a lot of us, you know, will judge ourselves based on what they think, you know, we should be doing. And then if they stray outside of that, you start hating yourself. You start, you know.
It's when you fall into depression.
Right.
All that bullshit.
But we got to remember, we're people, man.
Yeah.
We're people. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to do shitty things. Might steal a candy bar.
As long as you're not stealing candy bars in your 30s or your 40s.
Exactly.
Please don't be stealing in your 30s.
Don't be that guy, bro.
Unless you're stealing hearts. All right, man. Let's jump into 2 truths, 1 cap.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with Drerawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the
Defunct.
G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey, and they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk,
Wow,
on
that's
the
a
Lake
lot of
Talk
people.
801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but
Why-
this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy,
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
I accuse you of capping.
Now, 2 truths, 1 cap is powered by the good folks over at Hush Disposables. You see him here over on my right hand side here. Utah's very own and #1 disposable. Now introducing their new Hush Supreme. With 12 different flavors, Hush Supreme gives you many options. But my favorite, this thing right here, the raspberry candy ice. Tastes so delicious. Stop by your local vape shop today and get it. And if your local vape shop doesn't carry Hush, tell them I need my Hush. And you can find out more at HushDisposables.com. And for a limited time, I am giving away some Hush to some special people. If you're 21 and above and you want to win a free Hush Supreme, text the keyword SMOKE, SMOKE, to 385-240-4666. Again, you must be 21 or above to win this. This is a product that contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Follow Hush Disposables on Instagram at Hush Disposables, and I am for she. All right, I gave you some homework. I said I need 2 truths, and 1 cap.
All right,
take it over.
So I'm just gonna read them.
Okay.
One after another.
All right.
2 truths and 1 cap.
All right. Let's see.
Not necessarily in that order.
Let's see how your poker face is.
One time, I rapped a eulogy at a friend's funeral. One time, I got taken down to the ground by Snow the Product's bodyguards backstage when they didn't realize I was local support at the show. One time, I signed to a record label only to find out later that it was a scam being run by an ex-con.
That last one's the truth, because I remember you telling me that.
See if people are paying attention, you know.
The cap. I know Snow's folks, and they don't play around, but I don't think they would tackle you, so I think that's the cap. You really got tackled by Snow the Product's security?
It was so hard to come up with a cap, bro. Like, that was it. That's the cap.
Yeah, I know her people. They're cool folks, and I don't think they would have did all that.
No, they were actually. I was trying to, mix that lie into some truth,
Yeah.
But no, good. Yeah, you got it.
All right. So what was the first one again?
I rapped a eulogy at a friend's funeral.
How was that, man?
I think I envisioned it in my head being one way, and it felt like it was the right thing to do. He was a big supporter of me as a music artist, and but then when I stood up there at the pulpit, it was like, whoa, what am I doing, dude? I got the grandpas and the grandmas and the aunties and uncles and what's up, it's T. James.
Was it acapella?
It was acapella.
Okay, if you would have been like,
I think it was actually it turned into a beautiful moment. But at first, like the first 10 seconds, everyone was like, "Is he really?"
No, man. That's especially if he's a supporter, man. He's looking down and it's just like, yo, like this is dope. This is my guy.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And so actually, his family really appreciated it. It was important to them, and they asked me to turn it into a song.
Did you?
And I did.
Dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then the last one was your record label getting scammed. Have you gotten scammed lately?
You know, it's weird. I don't know if people hit you up on Instagram, but as a music artist and you're putting yourself out there as a rapper or a singer or whatever, I get all these people, trying to DM me for promotion. I feel like that's the biggest one right now that I get approached by.
Oh yeah,
is promo, paid promo. Hey, I work at Hot 97 and I'm a DJ on there, and if you send me $100, I'll tell you, I'll get you on the radio.
Payola, illegal. No, thank you. Fake.
But artists are doing that, bro. Like,
I
bet artists don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing, but I've definitely given money to something that ended up being like bots or, fake promo or shit like that. They got me.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to tell what's the difference between a real one and a fake one for a long time. And so I would just not even touch it.
Well, that's karma for stealing.
I got mine back, man.
Yeah, I haven't been scammed. They try.
Oh my God.
America First sends me all the text messages. Click here to resolve. I haven't had America First in 12 years.
Right. Yeah. I get the PayPal receipt one.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the receipt for your PayPal purchase.
Yeah.
Here's the link. Don't click that link, guys.
Never click the link. Do you have another one? A 2 truths, 1 cap, or did you just get just that one?
Oh, my bad. I thought it was just 2 truths, 1 cap. Not
that's all good.
4 truths, 2 caps, dude.
That's all good. T. James, man, where can the people follow you? What do you have coming up? Are you still working with that group of guys?
Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Lost Boys Entertainment. Yes, we are. So we're still, Cody himself and I are still going to be putting on the SLC Showcase the last Wednesday of every single month. We're going to host that, and my boy Suro is going to actually be giving away edited photos and a reel of the winner's performance of every night. And so we're giving away 3 hours of studio time at Hive Minded Studios to the winner every single month. And so if you're an artist around here that is looking for, your next single to be professionally produced and recorded and mixed and mastered, come on over to the SLC Showcase, at SLC Showcase on Instagram. And you can follow us. You can see when it's going down, how to sign up. It's a really cool event, and I'm really happy where it's at right now. Artists are loving it. We're booked through April already. People just want to be a part of it, and it's been awesome.
Same location?
Same location, Good Grammar. Last Wednesday of every month.
Dope. Album
is dropping 2/23/24. I got 2 GOAT numbers in there, so you'd remember. And
Jared Jeter's 2, so 3.
That's right. Jeter in there too. 3 GOATs.
There you go.
And then
they're all Team Jordan. No, Kobe wasn't Team Jordan. He was Adidas.
That's right. He was.
But Jeter was.
But I mean, Kobe was Team Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
But no, and then I got a couple shows coming up. The Mike Masters event with Locksmith coming. This is a super dope event. The way that they're going to be mixing live performances with live battles. There's a beat battle. I mean, I love what Mike Masters is doing right now, and so I'm going to be performing at that event as well.
No Love Lost 2.
No Love Lost 2. Get your tickets now.
UtahRapper.com.
I bet you this will sell out. I bet you that this is going to be a packed house. And I think this is like the first of many, many really dope events that are coming to follow this format.
So we did bring up the subject of you battling. Have you given that any thought?
I feel like I'm still in the same position. Like, I know what it would take for me to prepare for a battle. It's a lot. Like, I'm not that guy who can write a battle a week before and remember the whole thing and then absolutely spit fire. I've got to like have that thing down pat. Because that's the thing, man. When you're in that room and everybody's hanging on every single word that you're saying, and you're getting feedback, live feedback from the audience. You're getting live feedback from the person that you're rapping at. There's things happening in the room, and great battlers react to those things and come back to their battle. And it's the art of battle rap is, my goodness, it's so difficult to master. I wasn't super good at it. I got by, and I might try it again down the road, but it's going to be when I just got some more time on my hands.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Once baby girl can walk and
exactly
eat by herself.
Exactly. When she can lift that bottle up. Yeah, we're there.
And then you'll get into the getting your bars.
It'd be fun, man. I think it'd be fun to get back in the ring. It's a whole different style of writing than writing music. But I do think that doing it made my music better.
Mm-hmm. It will. I mean,
because you don't skip bars now. You can't skip bars in a battle rap.
Mm-hmm.
You got to come with straight heat in every single line, or else you lose them. You're gonna lose the crowd.
Yep.
And then that's how you lose a battle.
You don't want that on
you
your
don't
debut.
want that.
T. James McGrumplestein, 22324.
That's right.
What's the socials again?
You can hit me up at tjames.music on Instagram. Just hit me up on there. You'll find the link tree and all that, and find me everywhere else.
And what's the website? Lost Boys?
lstbyz.com. Come and find us. Hit us up. Let's work together.
And shout out to the studio, Hive
Minded Studios. They're back on the showcase this year, giving away 3 hours of studio time to the showcase winner every single month. They're super dope. If you're a hip hop artist, if you're a singer, R&B singer, I mean, this is where you should probably be recording.
And it's a beautiful location too. It's cool. There's a Mexican restaurant right there on the corner. There's 7-Eleven. You got Smith's right there.
Yeah, it's a spot. It's a whole vibe.
Randomly, I was at a bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street. Shout out. Randomly, one of our regulars was like, "Hey, I helped build that studio that you had an artist on talking about you." And I was like, "Oh, dope." And then I see the photos that he showed me, like the step by step on how they built it, and I was like, "Wow, it's beautiful." So definitely go if you're an artist looking for maybe a new home to record. Go check them out. And obviously show up to the showcase. How about you come
out to the showcase?
Get some free studio time. How about that?
Yeah, seriously, hard to come by.
Yeah,
hard to come by.
Definitely, T. James. Did we hit everything?
I think so, man. Yeah,
Well, congratulations to you and your wife on the beautiful little girl.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Fatherhood Daddies Club. I'm gonna start a podcast called Fathers Only, and we're gonna just be dads talking about dad shit.
Hey, man, there's a lot to talk about.
Dirty diapers, angry teenagers. It's a lot.
I got a lot to look forward to, man. Yeah.
Oh man, this year I had the maturation talk with my 10-year-old, so that was weird. And now there's kids kissing in his 5th grade class.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Oh man, it was. Yeah, it's been. This year has been an interesting year for my 10-year-old.
Oh man, and they're growing up faster and faster and faster. I mean,
dog.
Does your 10-year-old have a cell phone?
Yeah, he does. But I'm very strict on it. You know what I mean? He has to do all his stuff, and he has to answer the phone call when I call. Mm-hmm. You know, it's really for communication. Like if I'm upstairs and he's going down to meet his mom at the car, right? Stay on that phone with me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I had a very traumatic childhood with my best friend Rosie Tapia. She was kidnapped and murdered.
Jesus.
Thrown in the Jordan River. And growing up with a single father, I never left my dad's side because it was traumatic. Wow. And like to this day, I never owned a home, but even now, like living in condos, I have to be on the very top. I can't be on the basement floor. Wow. It was, it's a traumatic thing. And even as a father now, you don't you would hope that there's other fathers and other people out there that will take care of your kid when you're not there. Like if something happens in my wife and my kids are in the store and there's something going on, they choke, whatever, there's a violence or whatever, that they step up and they will lay down their life for my kids like I would theirs. But man, as a father, man, you think about these events, you think about these moments in time when you're not next to your kid right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hopefully whoever's with them is going to put their life down to protect them.
And that's the kind of trauma that is in the back of your mind at all times. So
yeah. We'll talk about it on Fathers Only coming soon. Go buy a t-shirt, allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. Support the channel. If you're listening on the audio platform, go drop a review. Apple Podcast, Spotify, SoundCloud. We mentioned SoundCloud earlier. Go drop a review.
Bandcamp.
Exactly. If you're on YouTube, like, share, comment, help the algorithm, help people find this podcast. It's all because you were able to grow, and we're on our way to 1 million views. Hopefully we hit 500,000 last year. Wow. Hopefully we can hit 500,000 this year. If we do it, I'll give away maybe
$10 million.
Oh shit. I'm gonna have to.
You got that Powerball coming.
I'm gonna have to have T. James be Mr. Beast. So, but no, I really appreciate you. I hope you all have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. We're out. Peace.